Hello, welcome to Unequal Sequel
Extra.
Yeah, boy, we're back for an anniversary special. Basically, I got a bit bored reviewing sequels. There's been too many sequels.
Don't complain. Don't complain. Wait till like August when there's going to be none for like 6 weeks, and we go right.
That's true.
Where are the sequels?
I did moan a lot in January when there was none. We've done back to review of sequels, and now we've decided to look back on a 25th year anniversary of a sequel. Is that right, Rich?
25 years old, yeah. Crazy.
I asked Rich to find a sequel that came out this month. He came back with one.
It was hard, okay? So nothing 10 years ago, nothing 15 years ago, nothing 20 years ago, but on the 10th of April, 1998...
In America.
In America. It didn't come to the UK till September. But yeah, we're counting it. 10th of April 1998, Species 2 was released. Yay.
That big release, big movie from that well-known sci-fi film.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the first one was sort of a bit of a sleeper hit, wasn't it? No one expected it to.
It was. It's got a cult following, the first one.
And it's kind of, has got a crazy cult following. I remember... Yeah, I sort of remembered liking the first one, but then I was 14. So...
I was younger, and I thought it was great, and that was mainly because of boobs.
Yeah, there were a lot of boobs in it, I think.
Sexy alien. Yeah, I remember being quite scared about it, and some of the designs and stuff I always thought was good. Yeah. And the first one, Species, the cast is insanely, good.
Yes,
right? It's
absolutely.
Ben Kingsley, Forrest Whitaker, Michael Madsen, Alfred Molina. It's stacked of people. You're like, most of those people have won Oscars, apart from Michael Madsen, I think.
Yeah, and Natasha Henstridge, who's like the main.
This was possibly her first role in '95 for Species, the first one.
I can't think of anything else she's been in.
She was in the whole 9 yards and the whole 10 yards with Bruce Willis and Matthew Perry.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I don't remember that.
She was married to Darius from Pop Idol, R.I.P.
Was she?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
There's a fact for you.
That is a fact. She's an incredibly good-looking woman.
Beautiful,
really beautiful.
Stunningly.
Yeah. Not maybe the best actor. I think maybe chosen for her looks than her acting ability.
Possibility. They did tone down. I just read about this movie. Okay. They did tone down how much naked women got in this one.
Really? Because there's a lot.
But they tried to amp up more male skin in this one.
Did they?
Basically, like the gazing eye kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like the sexy lamp kind of thing.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to a man, it's like, hey, take your top off, and that's it. When it comes down to a woman, it's like, come on, more.
I mean, yeah, we need to talk about because basically this is an exploitation movie, isn't it? It's basically a sex movie with some aliens in it, pretty much.
I was surprised. Do you want to do a synopsis? Do you remember what happened in the first one?
No, I can't remember what happened in the first one. I mean, Natasha Henstridge her character is like half alien somehow, and
I just watched the trailer for the first one.
She wants to mate with everybody and produce more aliens, basically.
That is the end of it. But basically, the first one is that some space people a scientist found out they had a message from an alien, the first contact.
Yeah,
and it was about the DNA that they could. And they're like, it's a new brand of alien. We've made alien contact. Brilliant. They've given us secrets of the universe kind of thing. And it was this DNA of this alien. They put it together with kind of human DNA. And voila, that's what you got. Natasha Henderson being all sexy.
Yeah.
But the whole point of the first one is pretty much that she wants to find a mate, pretty much, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, I remember the first one just being about a lot of sex
of her going around trying to find someone to mate with, and then it turns out it's Alfred. Yeah, a lot of death. And then there's always the weird alien bit, the flashbacks or the flash inside to see what she really looks like under the skin. Yeah, which is still odd in this film, to be honest.
Even worse in this film, I would say.
And like you said, it was a cult, and it made its money back. It was made on not much of a budget. I think 26 million the first one, same as this one.
Yeah, it's not a massive budget, but it's not nothing, though, is it?
Yeah, no.
This one did not make its budget back. Species 2
it did not.
25 million budget, and what grossed didn't even make 20 million. Still, like,
if that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know where we are, and she died at the first one.
Yes,
her version.
Then
in the second one,
what was she called in the first one? Like Siri?
Seal. Siri.
Something like that. Sil. Was it Sil?
Sil.
Okay. So this is not Sil in this one. This is a clone of Sil called Eve.
Because they thought, let's bring it back. This killing machine. Let's bring it back.
In this second movie, basically, 3 astronauts, one of whom is Bubba from Forrest Gump, go to...
Every time he turns up in a film, I always think, that's Bubba. And I don't know if I feel bad about that, because he's made many films.
Yeah.
Con Air is another one.
Yeah.
And here he is, being another guy.
Yeah.
Go on, sorry.
Yeah. Basically, the three astronauts go to Mars, and one of them gets infected with alien DNA, or 2 of them get infected with alien DNA.
Does.
Yeah. And but one of them dies pretty...
From the dirt of the ground. Sorry, keep going.
One of them dies pretty quickly. And Bubba does not get infected with alien DNA. We find out later because he's got sickle cell anemia genes.
What does that mean? You're down with your illnesses.
Well, sickle cell anemia means that your red blood cells are a funny shape and they don't carry your oxygen very well.
Right.
And he's not got that disease, but he's a carrier of that disease, so his children could have it, for example.
But he's safe against alien DNA.
Yes.
Or whatever.
So aliens do not like it, basically. Pretty much the male astronaut who gets infected then just... I think there's a line, and quote me if I'm wrong, where Michael Madsen says he's trying to fuck us all to death.
I think so.
That's basically what happens. He goes on a rampage trying to mate with everybody until he finds out about Eve, and then he obviously wants to mate with her to make the ultimate alien.
That's basically it. But this, I think, what is the man's name?
Patrick is the character. I don't know what is
Patrick.
The actor's
Justin
name.
Lazard, because he got an and on the credits at the beginning.
Did he?
James Cromwell's in this film as well.
Yeah, James Cromwell's he plays his dad, who's a senator.
Smart. And every time Patrick has sex with a woman, which is a lot, it seems, because they want to mate.
I need to talk about some of the stuff.
The baby scenes.
Oh, yeah. Well, even before that, there is literally a point where he's about to hook up with a woman, and then she's like, "And this is my sister. We do everything together." And I was like, "That's incest, and it's weird." That's no.
But 98, that was sexy.
Was it? Was it sexy in 98?
Well, in 98, as young boys, we had to take what we could get, Rich.
Honestly, I would have
the
thought
internet wasn't around, was it?
I probably would have thought this was creepy in 98. I was 17 in 98. I was past the point of needing to watch Species 2.
Channel 5.
I'd actually seen some real boobs by the time 98 came round. I didn't.
Oh, you lucky man.
I didn't need to watch this.
Oh, because I'm guessing neither have watched this at all ever before.
No. I'd never seen this before.
No, me neither.
And I found it thoroughly disturbing. I did send you a message saying I think I've just seen the most unsexy sex scene ever. This is
and I still don't know which one you're talking about.
The first one was the one I was talking about, with the sisters. I was like, oh god, it's so horrible.
When the tentacles start coming,
yeah, and he's just grunting away. I was like,
it's because they just get horny, isn't it? The aliens pretty much get horny.
Do they make people horny as well? Because he seems to. I mean, he's not an unattractive man, but he does seem to attract women very easily.
Anyway, yeah. So a few of them are sex workers.
Yes, yeah. Some of them are, yeah. But I don't know, it's just a bit.
And then there's the rape scene.
There is the rape scene, which
you think it can't cross a line?
Yeah.
And then it kind of crosses the line.
It very tries really hard to cross that line. So
yeah,
after the threesome with the sisters,
yeah.
I mean, I was fully not prepared for this, like, but basically. I don't even want to describe it. I can't get this image out of my head. Basically, one of the sisters goes off to the bathroom, and then her stomach swells, splits open, and a bloodied baby's face like screams out of her stomach. And I'm like, at that point, I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, what is this? Yeah,
it's like they watched Alien and thought, how can we?
Yeah, absolutely. It's very much like they watched Alien and went, how do we do this better, but worse?
Much worse.
Bigger and shitter.
While this is going on in the bathroom, and her stomach's coming apart. And
yeah.
a baby's face pops out, which is really. I was like, what?
It doesn't sort of pop out. It's sort of like splurges out.
I wouldn't say some of the visual effects are awful. Like some of these are practical effects.
Some of the effects are actually pretty good.
Not bad.
But they do make me throw up in my mouth.
Yeah. Then at the same point, Justin's getting on with the other sister.
It's
my turn.
And then like loads of tentacles are like growing out of him.
Popping out
like,
everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I reckon it impregnates them. And every time he has sex, offspring pops out of the belly.
Yeah. And there's lots of really traumatized looking children covered in blood all over the place. I was like, oh God.
It's really weird because all the PR that I've seen this in the posters, it's all about her, Natasha,
and she's not in it for the good hour.
She's locked up in the box for most of the film because they've kind of learnt from the first film that not to have any men interaction with her.
But also she's a lot more human, isn't she? She's like. They haven't completely woken the alien DNA, and they do that. That's when they do that with the laser later on, don't they? Somehow, I don't know. How do we awaken like latent DNA? Oh, laser, like that'll do. We'll just laser her forehead.
It's easy, isn't it?
Yeah, be fine. That's.
I do have questions about that because she goes then super horny, right?
So
and then escapes, but then kind of at the end realizes not to be super horny.
I don't know.
And then she kind of becomes a good guy again.
I don't know. Honestly, I couldn't tell you what the fuck happens at the end because I watched it and I was like, I don't know what's going on.
The bit when the bits came out the nipples, that was a surprise. Tentacles out the nipples was I was like, I made a noise.
Jesus.
I was like, oh, Jesus.
Aliens have big nipples.
Aliens have nipples. And then they turn to their alien state, and that's when things get really fucking
they
your eyes are like so you watched this late at night and I watched it first thing in the morning, so I don't know who had it worse.
I'm not sure, but I wouldn't want to watch it first thing in the morning. I didn't want to watch it last thing at night, to be honest.
I'm surprised it was out there.
Yeah, so I mean basically the inevitable does happen and the two aliens do meet and they do kind of like start shacking. But halfway through, Eve kind of like the doctor's from the first one, isn't she? Like Dr. Heldenberger's from the first one.
Her and Michael Madsen's character.
Yeah, they're in the first movie. Sorry, we should have said Michael Madsen crops up as like the resident alien killer, essentially.
The top assassin.
Yeah, he really looks like he doesn't want to be there.
I think he's so cool. Like Reservoir Dogs, Michael Madsen is just. There's something about him at this point.
There's something in this movie, though, where he just doesn't fit. He's supposed to be like an FBI agent, isn't he? Like a CIA
He's
agent.
meant to be an assassin.
Oh, an assassin. Oh, right, okay.
That's what he is from the first one.
Oh, right, okay. So there's one point where he's like holding his gun sideways like a gangster. You know, I was like, not sure any serious assassin would do that.
I can't work out how they, and I can't remember the name of the actor, why Bubba came in for the hunt. He turned from point like a buddy cop movie between him and Michael Madsen.
McKelty Williamson. Something like that.
I looked at that name and I thought, I'm not going to approach it. That's McKelty Williams. And he's having a wonderful time in this film.
Yes.
Because I think a lot of these people looked back
I
at
think he's
the
the
first
best thing
film.
in this film, to be honest.
I think you're right. Look back at the first film. Oh, that's all right.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah.
And on paper, I don't know what this script read like.
It's terribly written. It's and really poorly acted in lots of places. It's a very much a B movie. Right? It felt like a straight to TV job.
Well, that's where the rest of the species free and
I didn't know there
the
was
awakening
more than 2.
turned up.
Yeah, I didn't know there were more than this one.
Well, I just watched the trailer for the third one, and it leads straight on from this one, from the scene in the ambulance.
Right. Okay. Is it Natasha Henstridge back again, or
she's only back in? No, there's a new girl.
Right. Okay.
Because she does die. Because
Okay.
obviously she gives birth to whatever.
Well,
next-
spoilers. It's a 25-year-old movie, so we're not spoiling it really.
Yeah.
But yeah. So basically, the ending is that whilst they're in alien form, one of the male tentacles goes into the female alien's mouth, doesn't it? And that's impregnates her alien.
Is that how it's done?
Yeah, yeah.
This was one of my. I thought it was just a normal way.
No. It's like
alien peen.
Yeah, it's basically like mouth rape. Yeah, that's how I was feeling when I was watching it. I was like, oh. It's like a face hugger, pretty much.
It does make sense because the guy designed the aliens in Species is the guy that designed the aliens in
Kirk. What's his name? Geiger.
H.R. Giger.
Yeah, H.R. Geiger.
But then he watched this film and he went, "Can you take my name off it?"
Did he?
And I think, but they're saying at the beginning he wanted limited knowledge, how much he had on.
Okay.
On
it
the
makes
film.
sense
Like
because
most
they
people
do
in this
look
film,
a bit alien. They do look a bit like xenomorphs, don't they? And they move like xenomorphs,
but with boobs.
but with boobs, like multiple dicks.
Especially at the end when they're combined.
Yeah,
I couldn't understand. And it
really-
looked like a big spider thing.
Yeah, very.
It looked like a
odd.
Dr. Smith.
Yes, that's exactly what I thought. It looked like Dr. Smith from what's it called? Lost in Space, when he turns into a spider or whatever it is.
I don't want to. Do you know what? I want to give you a quick fact here. I found on Wikipedia. So it says about the box office.
Yeah.
This might make you laugh.
Okay.
The film ranked number 4 in its opening weekend behind City of Angels, Titanic, and Lost in Space,
Wow. Okay.
with earnings of $7.4 million.
I was wondering if maybe it's in the same universe as Lost in Space, and that's why the aliens look similar.
I don't know, but why would you put it up again? That's a strong weekend.
It's a strong weekend.
Oh, we're going to go against Titanic?
That's not Titanic's opening weekend, though, is it?
Probably not, but Titanic lasted forever.
Yeah, true.
But the film is just... I think we do this podcast for these kind of films, Rich.
Do we? Do we? Okay. I need to rethink my life choices.
Because we're bringing, like, I don't know how many people know about Species 2 or went out and watched Species 2.
I would hope not many. Because you do not need to watch this movie.
It's not great. It's got 9% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes.
9.
9.
I'm surprised it's got 9, to be honest. Like,
And then that audience score is like 26% or something.
Yeah.
So it's all pretty low.
yeah.
But I was watching it, Rich, and don't get me wrong, it's not a good film in any way.
It's short, though.
Oh, it's mercifully short.
It's 90
Thank you
minutes
for that.
long. Yeah.
Thank you for that. I didn't think it's the worst thing I've ever watched on this podcast.
No, it is.
I mean, it's really bizarre, and they make some really weird. Well, the whole storyline is just absolutely mental.
Yeah.
And they really wanted to kick into the whole mating. Even on the poster, it says "Let mating season begin" or something.
Basically, just how many naked women can we show in a movie and still have some sort of vague semblance of a storyline?
I thought they were going to go for a whole film without showing Natasha, what's her face,
Yeah.
naked, and then at
And
the
at
end,
the end, she's just like,
they're like,
totally
"Come
naked
on!"
the whole time. But yeah, it does set up for a sequel. Because also, obviously, they're pretty confident because Natasha Henstridge is in the back of an ambulance. You presume she's dead, but then her stomach swells. So
But then there's also a boy in there as well. So there's also
yeah. Where did the boy come from? That was weird.
must have escaped from the cocoon thing.
don't know,
We
creepy
haven't
as
mentioned the
fuck.
Big Mac cocoon thing is downstairs.
No,
in this.
that's the other thing. Like alien style big cocoon jobs, and yeah, like They I don't know, what they spray them or something. Oh, we've got to talk about how they actually kill the aliens as well.
We have to mention the man who is in the psych ward.
Oh yeah, what's his name from?
He's quite famous.
Yeah,
how everybody loves Raymond.
And what else has he been in? Oh, anyway, I can't think. But yeah,
lots
of stuff. Lots of stuff.
Because these aliens are the reason why Mars is like Mars, which is now just dust and rubble. Once Mars is a
thriving,
flourishing planet.
Yeah, apparently.
And these aliens got there, and then it got in the dirt, and then obviously the dirt they pick up from Mars.
I have no idea. I don't know how this happens.
So it's now not even dirt; it is like a slime.
Yeah.
How does the slime come like knowledgeable? And then there's a doctor with blood that breaks it and then goes through the wall.
I was going to say,
and there's a fully formed alien in the wall.
Yeah, blood turns a wall into an alien. How is that even?
Has the alien already been in the wall, or is that?
I don't know.
Made the alien alive?
I've no idea.
Mate,
honestly,
I was really confused at that point. I mean, that was one storyline they probably didn't even need in the movie. The whole. The guy in the psych ward just shouting, "I told them not to go to Mars."
There's so much of this movie you think, why is it even in here? like the blood in the lab and turning a wall into an alien. I was like, what?
I love it. They come down from Mars. They're successful from their mission. There was a 7-minute window when the shit one happened and there was a blackout. But even then, when they get to Mars, instead of putting them into like, what's the word?
Quarantine.
Quarantine.
Yeah.
They just tell them, don't have sex for 10 days.
Yeah.
That's your quarantine.
For 10 days. That's your quarantine.
But go out there, have fun. Go out there, spread whatever germs you have.
Yeah.
See your friends, family.
Just don't shag anyone for 10 days. And they're all like, 10 days.
10 days. Anyway, the one guy doesn't last for 10 days.
He'd last 10 minutes.
Because he's the ultra horny one.
Yeah.
And the woman, though, who is also...
Yeah.
She's not super horny. She does wait the 10 days.
Yeah.
Right?
And is that her husband she's having sex
with? And now,
that's
when you sent me... I've just seen the weirdest thing. And I said, is it the baby scene?
Yeah.
And you said, yes. I was talking about the second baby scene.
Right, okay. Yeah.
Because the thing that just comes straight out and pins the husband against the wall.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't see that in the first baby scene. It's just the face came out.
Yeah.
And then the second one, it's got this fucking massive tube that comes out.
It's like a big tentacle comes out, and then Michael Madsen shoots it in half.
And then freezes them with the other...
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, what's that about? It's like liquid nitrogen or something that freezes them or something? I don't even know. But the way they kill the alien in the end...
Right, back to the end.
Is with Bubba's blood. Bubba stabs himself in the leg with a fork and sprays
pitchfork.
A pitchfork.
Not a dinner fork.
Not a dinner fork. A pitchfork. You imagine a dinner fork. And produces a hell of a lot of blood. Like
Michael Madsen really stabs it.
Yeah, well, that must
he probably could have just gone
straight through an artery, because there's a lot of blood there. And then basically the alien kind of rolls around in it and dies.
Okay, I've got another question about Bubba.
Yeah.
When he's put on the helicopter at the end, with the army medic, the army medic is really fucking horny as well. Right?
Yeah.
Very touchy. I was like, did they just get a sex worker to please this man and dress her up like a medic?
It felt very much like a horny teenager in the 90s wrote this movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who thinks that everyone's just trying to fuck all the time. That's basically...
Just trying to fuck all the time.
It was just sex and death, this movie. Full on nonsense.
But did you enjoy the nonsense at all?
No.
Was there anything here that you thought, do you know what? That's not half bad. Like we said, some of the practical effects were quite clever.
Yeah, okay. So enjoy is a strong word. I wouldn't say I enjoyed it, but you're right, it isn't the worst thing we've seen. Which
is weird, because it's pretty bad.
I'd rather watch this than Sex and the City 2 again.
Yeah, me too, actually.
Yeah.
How bad must Sex and the City 2 be if we all rather watch this shit?
This
made more sense than Sex and the City 2.
True. Yeah, this isn't boring. You know, there's something to watch the whole time.
And laugh at.
I'm not a laugh at. Yeah, I'm not sure it's good.
I mean, you're laughing honestly, you are laughing every 5 minutes. I would say something happens, and you're like, I can't believe this is happening.
That is true.
Like
that is true.
Like the sister sex scene, or the baby sex scene, or the other sex scene, or the weird rape chase scene through the supermarket.
Yeah, that's bad.
These are the slowest people I've ever seen give chase to anybody. They're barely running.
Michael Madsen just basically saunters after them.
There's a shot when he runs into someone in the supermarket, and I don't think that was on purpose. And I think there's a bit of, I don't think he was meant to run into that guy and then pick him up and go, where's the cereal aisle?
It's like it's in his contract. Like he's like, I'll be in the movie, but I'm not fucking running anywhere. Like,
and then they just slowly slunder through the parking lot.
Yeah, they're just walking around.
He's got away with that.
There's a van rocking over there. Let's go and have a look at that. And it's surprise, surprise, not them.
Oh, and then the guy gives himself up pretty easily because he's seen in his head.
Yeah.
The minds have linked the Eve alien that take me to the lab where the other alien is.
Why would you do that? To the lab where you're not supposed to take any men. Let's take the male, the horniest man on the fucking planet.
But take me in. And then he gets into the lab.
Yeah. Has
a little of interaction with Eve.
And then Then
he exits so easily. But when Eve escapes, like 15 minutes later, there is so much gunshots, like so many people with guns. And stuff.
It's so weird.
Like storyline wise, it doesn't work at all. But like I said, every 5 minutes is something there, and I did get to the end of it, and I did think, I wonder what Species 3 is like. And it's got Robert Nepper in it from who's Teabag from Prison Break.
Okay.
And he's been in many things. Not always good, to be honest.
Yeah, I think he's about the only person I recognise
in the third one.
List. Yeah,
that was straight for DVD. And that did badly.
Natasha Henstridge is in it, but yeah, like you say,
I reckon flashbacks and mentions. I reckon there's no actual new footage of her talking.
You could be right there.
Do you think she earned most of the budget of this film?
I hope so. I hope she got a lot of money out of it. Because she had to. I'm not saying she like acted her socks off, but she certainly like had to put up with a lot of shit.
I don't think she put up with the most shit. I think some of the other poor women in the other earlier scenes are slightly worse. Ooh, I just having flashbacks.
Splashbacks.
Splashback.
I think Splashback says it really well actually, because like blood splashing everywhere. But that's
the James Cromwell character. What was the point of him in the end? He's the father of the astronaut who goes to Mars, but he's also a governor
governor,
quite high up in
senator. He's a senator. Don't know.
But
no idea.
That storyline doesn't mean anything, right?
No.
That just because it's senator, they could have made his job anything.
Yeah, it goes nowhere. He wants his son to be president. Basically, that's why he's an astronaut, because he wants his son to be a hero and then to become president.
See, that would have been a better film if he's slowly become president and he's an alien.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? Loads better film. But there would have been less sex in it, I suppose.
But the children that pop out of these women to fully formed aliens, I'm not quite sure if they turn into adults when they come out.
What they explain
that's 10
is
days,
that
right?
the kids, and then they're kids for a bit, and then they go into a chrysalis, which is like those things, and then they come out as fully grown adults, fully grown adult aliens. So they're only kids for a little while, basically.
And then so on, those kids also get horny.
Yeah.
Shouldn't call them kids at that point.
No, they're not
adults.
kids then, yeah.
Adults get horny.
But I don't know.
Then they'll take over the world, right?
Yeah. I just don't know what the point of them being kids is. Like,
I suppose it's scarier that they come out fully formed.
True. It is.
I mean, when you see
unsettling.
that first face come out, it's unsettling. I mean, those kids, like you said, do look traumatic. They're covered in blood every time.
Yeah. It's the same kid as well, because they all look exactly the same.
Well, I thought that. I did think
the same kid,
and
actor.
then he takes them to his underground layer in the
Yeah.
barn,
Yeah.
and there's a lot more kids, and they're
Oh
all
no, they're all different
heights.
kids, but it looks like every time they get born, they're the same kid, though, right?
And they've all got awful contact lenses in.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed that. You could clearly see
Yeah.
I was like, come on,
That's
we're better than this.
yeah.
We've got 25 million
It's the
in the bank for the
mistreatment
budget.
of children in this movie.
We're just going to splash you with blood, put you some contacts, and just going to film you.
Yeah, just sit there and look like you've been through a traumatic experience, which you probably have.
Man, oh man. So you don't have the need to put Species Free on if it ever comes free on anywhere.
I'm never watching that.
You say you're never watching that, but there might come a time and a place, and a person might pick Species Free.
Oh God, yeah.
Or Species 4, The Awakening.
The only time I'm going to watch another Species movie if someone picks it on our podcast, and that's it. End of story.
Because I remember, like, the first one's from 95, and I don't think I obviously didn't see it in cinema because I think it was an 18 because of the violence and the nudity.
I probably didn't watch it in 95. I might have watched it in 95. I was 14, but I wouldn't have seen it at the cinema probably.
No. I kind of remember we had like stayovers with friends, and I feel like it's one of those movies when we watched like Bloodsport or something like that, and Kickboxers.
It'd be a sleepover movie, I would say.
Because you're like, oh, bit of boob, oh, bit of blue, bit of blue.
Michelle Williams is in it, isn't she?
What?
Michelle Williams is in it. She plays the young, like, Natasha Henstridge.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that woman has been in so much. That must pre-Dawson's Creek then.
It is pre-Dawson's Creek, yeah. She's only a kid in it.
I remember watching, like, those movie shows that were always on a Sunday on like ITV.
Yeah.
I remember watching a clip of Species on that when I was really young, and they're thinking, oh, that's quite scary.
I think it's the swimming pool scene, isn't it? That's the one everyone remembers.
In the hot tub.
Is it a hot tub or is it hot tub or a swimming pool or something like? Yeah, and she goes under the water as a woman and comes out as an alien.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. There's some pretty cool stuff, and I remember the ending being pretty good. Not how the alien dies, because that doesn't look great, but how they think they've killed the alien, and they all go back to this B&B, and they're all kind of celebrating, and then one of them bumps into her and not knowing it's the alien and thinks he's just getting lucky, and then he turns out the one who pregnates her at the end of that film, and you think, oh God. And Forrest Whitaker's that film, and Ben Kingsley's in that film, and it's really weird to look back on it. And then they come to this one, and they didn't use the bad guy from the first one, but I think if you're a fan of the first one and you watch this one, you're going to be a little bit disappointed. I don't know why you'd be a fan of the first one, to be honest.
No,
I mean,
true.
Naked aliens, it's different. I don't know. Was there a point when there wasn't many alien sci-fi films?
No, I don't think so. I think they probably just thought, what sells? Sex and death.
Sex and death. That's all right.
Yeah.
And it made a profit, like you said. So let's go again. Let's make another one. Yeah. And then let's release it with some other good films. Lost in Space, which is a good film.
No, it's not. And if you want to hear what I think about Lost in Space, then get yourself over to anotherslice.com/unequal sequel, where we've reviewed it as part of our Disenfranchised series.
Well, that's a good plug in the middle of an episode.
Yeah.
Let's talk Unequal and rate this bad boy.
Okay. Yes.
As we both can't really remember the original, it's going to be very hard, but I don't think it's as good.
I think I sort of remember the original, and I think I sort of remember weirdly liking it.
Yeah, it's weird.
So I imagine this is an unequal sequel because it doesn't feel as good as the original.
I don't think the original has as many mental bits as this film has.
No, I remember the original sort of making sense.
It
could be a bit janky in places and a bit like lowbrow, but making sense.
Well, isn't Forrest Whitaker like a psychic or something? He can kind of telepathically know what the alien's doing. I remember something like that. Each person in the team has a different skill. So Michael Madsen was the assassin. Ben Kingsley was obviously the doctor.
The doctor, yeah.
Made it, and then there was another doctor.
Yeah.
And then Alfred was another doctor. I don't know. But this one's just
True.
Yeah.
That just about covers it. So yeah, I think definitely unequal. But what about in terms of rating?
Out of 7.
Out of 7. 1.5.
Yeah.
Guess 1.5.
It's more. It's better than Matrix Revolutions.
It's better than Matrix Resuscitated or whatever it is.
Yeah. Restarted.
Yeah, it's better than that. It's better than Sex and the City 2. It's probably better than some other shit. It's better than Alien versus Predator.
I'm about to say, is it better than Alien vs. Predator?
It is. 2? Yeah, it is better than that. At least I can see what's going on in this.
Yeah. And some of the practical effects are okay.
Yeah.
I would probably end up on 1.5 with you.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
It was a weird watch. I didn't really find it scary at any point.
No, just disturbing, I think.
Yeah, it didn't frighten me. I didn't think, horror. Like, me and you don't like horror films or can't deal with that too well. That never happened.
There was no sort of jump scares or anything like that. No, definitely not.
I just laughed.
It was just
I laughed and made these noises going, ooh, oh.
I was just watching it going, ugh.
What the fuck?
Yeah, for fuck. When the baby's face comes out, I was just like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I remember the first one being quite scary, but I remember watching that as much younger.
Yeah, true.
Don't know if I feel that way now.
No.
But this one, yeah, it should have been a horror and it wasn't.
Yeah.
And God bless it. And everyone's disowned it that's now worked on it. And it's got some horrible, scores everywhere. And I'm surprised they made a third and a fourth one. I thought this would put to bed this franchise. I'm also a little bit surprised they haven't gone past, tried it again. The last one was 2007.
Yeah, surprised they haven't rebooted it. I'm not sure it'd work. I'm not sure movie audiences are down with this sort of movie anymore. This is very much of its time. It's very much a 90s movie. I think the story of an alien who essentially just wants to fuck everyone, fuck us all to death, to quote this movie. I don't see cinema audiences going for that these days.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I want to hear from some people.
Yeah. Tell us what you think of Species 2.
Yeah, please.
If you've seen it, or even if you haven't seen it, and you're going to go and watch it now because we've talked about it, definitely let us know what you think. Go on Twitter or Instagram at Unequal Sequel on both of those. You can also drop us an email, unequalsequel@hotmail.com. Let us know what you think. We will read out every comment that you give us in our end of month roundup. If you've commented on stuff before and not listened to our end of month roundups, go back and listen to them because we'll have read out your comments. So yeah, hopefully. Do that. Yeah, hopefully. If we haven't missed them because we're rubbish. Yeah, go back, listen to all the other episodes, listen to all the interview episodes. We've got season 5 of our interview episodes coming very, very soon. We'll have trailers and stuff for that dropping shortly. And yeah, while you're there, check out Another Slice. We've already mentioned that, already given that a plug today. But yeah, that's it. Do it. Give us a nice little review while you're there. 5 stars, little heart, little tick. That kind of thing.
You can rate us on Spotify as well. That'd be nice. Give us 5 stars on Spotify. Very easy to do. Just click one little button.
Yeah.
At the top of our profile, I think. That's all you have to do. And that kind of shit does apparently help.
It does.
Our podcast gets seen. And we could do with any help at the moment. That'd be very nice because Twitter is slowly dying and social media is hard to do.
We are not good at it.
Not good at social media. But thank you for anyone that does listen. Please go and listen and watch Species 2. You can rent it. You can get a 7-day subscription to MGM.
Yes.
On Amazon.
Annoyingly, I'd already used my subscription, so I couldn't do that, so I had to pay for this.
So thank you for the Another Slicers, because you're the ones. Your subscription pays for our movies like this.
Yeah, it does. Thanks. You're one of your a couple of your subscriptions paid for us to rent this movie.
Thank you for that. Next week is the roundup, so get those thoughts in as quick as humanly possible, and we will put them out there.
Wow, roundup already!
I know. End of month is already happening.
Crazy.
And then we're on to May, and then we're on to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Oh, exciting!
And the 40th year anniversary of Return of the Jedi. I believe we're going to cover that as well on an episode because I want to talk about it.
I wonder what we're going to give that out of 7.
Yeah, I wonder. Best Star Wars film ever. And nothing else from me. Yes, it is. And nothing else from me. So it's a bye, and a bye from him.
Bye.
See you on the next one, which is the sequel to this one. Have a good week. Bye.
Why did you make
Honestly,
me watch that?
We're going to do Species 3 and 4 soon.
No.
Box set mentality. We can do all of these.
Fuck that.
Okay.